Bobby.
Everybody know the name, but they rarely see his face.
Welcome back to the After Dark podcast, where we discuss topics that are none of our business. It's your boy Black Mike on the mic. We got Big Stir up top. Go ahead, like and subscribe on YouTube, and give us 5 stars on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Samsung, whatever you're listening to. Give us those 5 stars. We are back here today. Whew, we got a few topics. Big Sir, how you doing this weekend? How was life for you?
It's good, man. Good. Dude, I gotta keep my personal life off this shit. I don't know who be listening. But how about yourself, Mike?
Yeah, well, for the listeners, you probably can't see, but the viewers definitely can. I got some shades on. The reason why I got some shades on is because I'm on a whole different time right now. I'm on Simply Demon time. And the reason being is because I will be in Las Vegas tomorrow for the week. Vegas Mike for the week. So I thought, let me go ahead and put my shades on for the pod, because we got some topics where Vegas Mike could definitely do some damage. Some absolute damage, and that's what I plan on doing. So I'm not even going to waste any more time. I'll go ahead and get right into the show. We got a bunch of topics to discuss. Well, actually, we don't have a bunch of topics. That was a lie. But we got some good topics to discuss. Meek Mill is out here giving, business advice, and, Meek Mill might be a successful rapper, and he might have millions, but I don't know if he's the first person I'm calling for some business advice. We got the result of Usher and Keke. Don't say that we didn't tell you so. Dillon Danis, Logan Paul. But first we need to revamp something that we touched a couple weeks ago, and that is Bobbi Althoff and Drake. So if you were not in the know and you did not see what happened, apparently Bobbi Althoff and Drake unfollowed each other on Instagram. And for the people out there who do that kind of research and be looking for that kind of shit, y'all are fucking good. I don't know how you would even take the time to figure out what's going on and who's following who and who's unfollowing the other. Like, y'all are either really good or you need a fucking life. You need to get on those dating apps or something. Get it going.
Yeah, like ASAP Rocky, bro.
ASAP fucking Rocky. But they unfollowed each other on Instagram. But that wasn't it. They also deleted the highly touted, the most famous interview Bobbi Althoff has off of YouTube. I think it had 14 million views at the time. It's literally the interview that perplexed her into the stratosphere of all podcast land. So she appeared on Barstool's podcast BFFs with Dave Portnoy, and where she basically speculated that, well, Dave Portnoy kind of speculated in a clip that surfaced up.
He's fucking good.
He's good. He's good. He knows how to drive clicks. He basically speculated that Bobbi slept with Drake, and that led to a divorce with her husband. And in a private message, Bobbi basically said, I'm not speaking on it on the record, but that did not happen. And this was leaked out and everything. And now she said that she didn't want to do the BFS podcast in the first place. She heard that it can get messy, but she's going to leave it behind. So there's a lot to that, and there's a lot for us to break down. But I guess, first of all, I'll start off with this one and just give my thoughts and see if I actually believe Bobbi or if I think that Dave might have been onto something. My initial thoughts is Bobbi has been thrown into a world that she's probably not prepared to be in yet. I think that fame, having Drake as your third interview, and it puts you at 14 million, and now she's getting people like Mark Cuban and Lil Yachty, and these are like the standard for her guests from now on. Like, you're not going to be, she's already on some Ellen type shit where she's only getting the big guys from now on. And I think that it all happened so fast, and she wasn't really like, it was kind of a perfect tailwind storm that this happened for her. It's not like she was prepared for this. She was working years and years on to make this happen and put her in this position. I think she kind of got thrown into this world of industry relationships that she probably didn't know how to navigate between Drake and Lil Yachty. DJ Academics on King Academics YouTube page and on his Twitch channel, I was watching it, and he was speculating that, you know, Bobbi kind of got a little big-headed from the interview and how big she was blowing up, and so Drake kind of like pulled a power move, made her take down that whole thing. Dave, like you said, is an absolute mastermind with that clip, and him and his team to put that out there and kind of get the ball rolling. I don't think that she slept with Drake. I mean, like, I feel like Drake probably wasn't really interested in that. Like, he would do it for like the blah, blah, blah.
He said he would do it.
He said he would do it.
Wow.
He said he would do it. I mean, I don't know how much clout he would need from it, but
apparently Drake's like a big hoe though. Like apparently he's a massive hoe.
Oh yeah, he's your favorite celebrity. Drake's got a picture with her and has probably gotten more from that as well. But from my initial thoughts, I basically just feel like Bobbi just got put into this world. I mean, could you imagine if, let's say, tomorrow this podcast got fucking 20 million views, and just like that, every celebrity in the world is watching our stuff, commenting and blah, 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 blah. Like the way, you know what we be saying on the podcast, so the way we would come back next week, it'd be some real stuff, like, be like, welcome after dark. But that's kind of my initial thoughts, and, you know, we could dive into some more semantics after I kind of hear where you're landed on it.
Yeah, I mean, I think that, one, I don't feel bad for her at all. Genuinely not even a little bit. I know she got a kid and stuff. Like, I really don't care. I think that, you know, you make your bed and you got to lie in it too type of thing. Like, you have all this success, like, and all these great things happen to you. Like, when it's super cool and it's super awesome. Everybody knows she's an industry plant. I mean, we all know this. This isn't something that's new if you're anywhere within the pop culture scene. The whole Drake and her situation, like, first off, that interview with Drake, yeah, I mean, dude, it's like, if you put Drake on anything and anywhere, bro, it will blow up. It doesn't matter what you have. Like, it could be music, podcast, a music video. He doesn't have to say a word in the music video, and he can literally pop the song off. That's literally how powerful he is. He's one of the most almighty powerful beings, and it sounds like I'm like worshiping him. Like, people worship this dude, bro. Like, they literally worship everything he does. And I mean, to the point, I'm with you. I don't think that she slept with him, but I mean, I'm not in the place to say that they only did the interview. Like, I'm not in that place to say, and it doesn't have to be sexually related. Like, it could just be other things. Like, oh, I took her out to dinner. I did this. I did that. Like, I took her out on the jet the next day. We had a whole week together. Like, that type of. Like, and the thing is, like I said, it maybe wasn't even sexual at all, because maybe he does respect it. I mean, I don't know Drake. He may not respect the boundaries of marriage at all. He might be like, nah, fuck that, dog. Like, this a wrap. Like, I'm taking your girl out on the jet. What you doing, boy? You laid up at the house with a baby, looking like Kiki's old boy. Like, it's literally like that. And she said it in that interview with Dave Portnoy, because dude, if I ever get somebody to, like, that's that famous where there could be scandals that I can make out of and make it clips. And I don't think it's him being a bad person either. He's just doing his job at a very high level. And his job is to get clicks, get people interested, and get people to speculate. That is his job. He's a upstanding paparazzi. Paparazzi is hated, where Dave Portnoy is somewhat hated because he's a Boston fan and he's from Massachusetts and he's kind of an asshole. But the other part of it is that he's really good at his job, and I appreciate him. She did say in that interview, because he's very good at navigating the questions to kind of get what he needs and just chop in bits. So she said, like, he's like, yeah, you had Drake on the podcast. Like, do you feel like you could just get anybody now? And she was like, yeah. Like, she literally just flat out said, yeah. Like, yeah. Because in reality, she literally could. It's like if Michael Jackson was still alive say hypothetically Michael Jackson lived his life as the greatest artist of all time. Everything went about. There wasn't this bull BS about the fucking kids and everything like that going on. You would have had he is literally that type of power right now, bro. He is an almighty being. an almighty being, and I think that it's very interesting that she said that answers that question and so bluntly. I know she's playing a character to some degree, but she comes out of her character a bit when she's in those types of interviews more and more. People like to see that from her, and she knows that because she's not stupid. I give her that. She knows
She's
what
definitely
she's
not
doing.
stupid, because one thing I picked up on when with the leaked messages between her and Dave, where she said, "I'm not commenting publicly, but off the record, we didn't sleep with each other." Like, that seems like something that you would want to be public. So for her to say, "This is not public, don't release this," to me, that's like me kind of like my brain, like, oh, Bobbi gets the shits. She's like, people are talking. This is news right now. She's like, people are speculating. She's like, I don't want to cut this shit off. Let them think what they think, but it didn't happen. Like, she was letting Dave know, like, just so you know, like, that didn't happen. Like, that's not facts. But Bobby's like, it's basically like the Lil Tay death thing. Like, let it run up. Let them think what they think. But I still, like, I really, what kind of blows me away is, like, what could have happened to make Drake, like, want to take the video off? Like, how big-headed could she have gotten with Drake? Like, what kind of power moves was she trying to make with this nigga to make him?
And that's the thing that I'm thinking, bro, is like, did he do something or did she do something where it's like he got her in his pocket now type shit?
She
like
definitely did something.
Like he has her in his pocket, and it's just like, oh, I could like pull it out whenever. Like I'd be like, oh, like I need Bobbi to do this. I need her to do this. Because I mean, I don't want to speculate on conspiracies and BS like that, but like, into the regard, like people always talk about how like they always relate Kevin Hart to the Illuminati. Do you ever see like those videos? They always put Kevin Hart a part of it, and you'd be seeing how they be talking. I don't know why it's always Kevin Hart, because he's just stupid and he has a big mouth. Like, but like, dude, that type of stuff be going on. I don't think that it's fully false, right? Like, I don't believe the Illuminati is fully false. I definitely think like there's a lot of other stuff like involved.
I don't think
with
it's
people...
like what they say it is, but like I'm sure there's a high collective group of, you know, highly talented and powerful humans that like get together on some fucking we rule this shit type thing. But it's not like,
yeah. I mean, it's one of those things. Like, I'm like I said, I don't feel bad for Bobbi if it goes good or bad for her. Regardless, I don't really care. I'm just a viewer. I'm just a person that goes online. I'm just a casual social media person, just like 95% of the people in the world, aside from the, actually, let's make it like 98, beside the 2% that literally make money off, sufficient amount of money off of social media to live their lives. But like at that point, like I am at the point where I think that one, she didn't, I mean, in reality, she didn't need the video to stay up anymore. Granted, she would have still been caking off that shit. She like subscribers is gonna pay her in and of itself. Like it's that's the residual. The videos are commissions. Like, if you guys are ever going to start a YouTube, let me let you know. Subscribers are your salary. And for those that are in sales or have jobs with commissions, videos, clips, etc. are your commission. That is like your subscribers pay you without having to pay you, because YouTube pays you. And then YouTube's going to pay you a commission because you're getting X, Y, and Z threshold on your videos, likes and comments, etc. Like, that is how they make money. And she knows, like, she's like, oh, well, shit, I mean, I could take this down. Granted, like I said, everybody likes a bit, like I said, once those that work with commissions, everyone likes big, fat commission checks. Everyone does. They're the best thing in the world. They're literally the best thing. They're better than getting your salary, even if your salary is amazing.
So you feel like she would, because, like, I personally think that there's no scenario that Bobbi took it down. Like, I felt like it had to be Drake and his people came to Bobbi, take this down. Like, if I had an interview with, if Drake came on this podcast and, you know, he came and then he fucking shot up my apartment right afterwards, that interview is staying on my YouTube channel no matter what. I don't care. I'll come up here the next week, shit on that nigga. Yo, fuck Drake. It's up the next time I see him. And that interview's not going nowhere. Nowhere. And it'll sit up there, and then I'll ask him to come back on the pod another time. Like what are we talking about? Like, Drake's probably introduced us to the most stars on a mainstream level out of any other celebrity I can think of.
Yeah, I mean, I can agree with that. I mean, dang, yeah, I mean,
Because I
I'm
mean,
just trying to
like
think.
any star's #1 hit, their introduction to music or whatever, is Drake hopping on the song, giving you the cosign, giving you the stamp, which is basically what he did to Bobby. He saw I feel like he saw the Funny Marco interview, fucked with it, hopped on, blew Bobby up to absolute insane heights, and now Bobby's got all this clout, and it was probably some shit like Drake was trying to hit her up to do something like, hey, can you make this work type stuff, and Bobby's probably like blowing him off because I got Mark Cuban in my DMs, I got Lil Yachty in my DMs. Who knows who's lined up next for Bobby? She can literally have whoever she wants. But
Has she interviewed a woman yet?
no.
That's why I'm like, see, and there's where I kind of like, I mean, I don't know, it's a little weird because
But women
I
aren't
feel
funny.
like, damn, oh my God.
But you don't
Hey,
think
clip
they're
it.
funny, bro. You don't think they're funny.
Come on now.
Don't leave me out on
Don't-
that. Don't leave me out on the edge like that, bro. You don't think they're funny, dude.
Don't put, I mean, look,
Women
some-
can make
there's
you laugh, and like, I'm not saying that they're not funny
some-
as
damn,
in.
damn.
I'm not saying they're not funny as in we can be having a conversation, they'll say a joke and they'll make you laugh. But I'm talking about like sitting down, stand up, the whole reason that you're listening to them is for them to make you laugh. They don't have a good track record of doing that. It's because they're not relatable. Women have a hard time relating outside of women. So the jokes don't hit as great.
Yeah, I mean, I can agree. I think that
You're gonna leave me out on the edge, my boy. All right.
nah,
I'll
I'll
stand on it,
cover
bro.
you. I'll back you real quick before we kind of move up. No, I'm like, I agree. Like, I don't think there's very many funny women like that I genuinely want to listen to tell jokes or be funny. I don't, and it's also not my expectation from them either.
No,
At the end of the day, like, but I am curious. Is like, obviously, like, I feel like she could interview like somebody that's completely like out of her realm, like Sexy Red or something. I feel like that would be the funniest shit ever, bro.
Sexy Red. Well, Sexy Red just did like a Funny Marco interview.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. It's like,
Yeah, and they got
she,
the same kind of style.
yeah, you could like roll off of that because it just doesn't match. Like, because obviously, like the character that like more or less that Bobby plays is like the serious, like weird little white girl. Like that's literally like that's her role in the interview. And you get somebody like honestly, you need like a super ratchet girl though, like a super ratchet girl, something
Sexy
crazy
Red.
ratchet.
Sexy Red.
Yeah, I guess Sexy Red. I mean, because I'll never forget what Funny Marco literally said. He's like, "What type of girls you like?" And he's like, "I like can't stop patting their head, like yelling, where my baby daddy at? Where my baby daddy at? Where my baby daddy at?"
Yeah.
That shit made me. I can't remember the whole clip exactly like what he said, but he was saying some funny shit. But yeah, I mean, I'd love to.
I can tell you exactly what's going to happen. Bobby's going to get she's going to run through the hottest black celebrities in the culture. And then a year from now, when we look back at Bobby's podcast, it will turn into a more white-facing podcast where you get in and they're probably going to have like these type of conversations, but on a deeper level, and you're going to see a whole change in the type of guests that come on that show, and it's going to be way more wholesome. I think she's going to get out of like where she's at right now in the culture. I don't think this is the type of attention she wants. She obviously doesn't like, I was watching the interview on the BFF's podcast. She doesn't know any of these people. Like that part's not an act. Like she really don't know these niggas at all.
Unless she's like a god tier, like she's got to be really good at selling the line about that because she seems completely fucking clueless about it. To be honest, like clueless. And to me, I'm like, how can you not know being your age and being not only her ethnicity, but like just the way that she is in the world? Like, there's no way you don't know like these people. There's no way. Like it doesn't make sense to me. Like my mom knows probably all these people. She's 60 something. Like my mom has nothing to do with this. She knows social media posts, Facebook, Instagram, bro. My mom looks at my Instagram stories. I didn't even know she opened up Instagram, bro. I didn't even know. But she knows more than her. So I mean, I'm excited to see where it goes. I mean, we'll see what happens. I definitely want to see her better bring on like I have nothing wrong with like I mean, you are somewhat right where like women aren't that funny. It's just what it is.
Thank you.
But I mean, but I do want to get her to like. I want somebody. If she brings somebody on the interview, I want her to get like a very complete. I mean, the absolute opposite of her, the literal polar opposite, just to see how it responds. Because I think that would be funny because of the tension and the awkwardness of the interview. Like she built off of the awkwardness. Like that's why Funny Marco was so funny because Funny Marco was like playing a character too, and he's like. They're kind of just like, what the hell? Like they're both like bouncing off each other. That's why that shit blew up, you know. And then like Drake's just a
Kanye,
weirdo.
bro, would be so
my.
fucking gold because he would be the type to go
He'd be
on
out
a
of pocket.
tangent and like
He'd
say
be out
some
of pocket.
wild shit. She would be so uncomfortable, bro. I don't know if she would.
No, I don't even think she would like allow it. Like she would literally probably like, stop this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like in my personal.
I don't think she
opinion,
would
like,
agree to that interview.
No, but he'll come up there saying some anti-Semitic shit. He'll fucking say some racist shit. He'll
She
go
would
on
be
another
so
tangent.
awkward during that whole time. She'd be like, "Yo,
I
what
could just
the fuck?"
isn't she Jewish? Her last name is pretty sure it's Jewish. Like she's actually a Jew, I think, by marriage. And I'm just like, I just imagine like that. Those I think those hits would almost be right at where the amount of Drake was at. Like
It'd be
easily.
bigger, probably bigger.
Well, because think about the
it's
Drink Champs
controversial.
episode. Yeah, think about the last Drink Champ, or the one that blew up with Kanye. That specific Drink Champs episode. Like, bro, he goes out there, he wilds out. Like, he knows what he's doing. He's wilding out, acting crazy. But for me, like, I think it would be perfect. I think if she's smart, she rises because nobody's gonna think she's at fault for bringing Kanye on. Like, nope, they'll try to get her at fault, but she's gonna be in the majority. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's not gonna be like. Oh, it's her fault for him saying that crazy stuff. Like nobody's gonna be like, we all.
And she's a golden child, industry plant in the podcasting space. No one's gonna go after her for the Kanye video. It's just gonna blow up. Kanye's stock will drop again, and it'll just be what it is.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I am really curious to see where she kind of goes from here because I mean, I know that the interview with Mark Cuban's cool because. Mark Cuban's like he's a pretty cultured guy to be his age and obviously being white. Like granted he kind of has to be because he's the owner of NBA basketball team. But I thought it was pretty interesting. I didn't watch it all. I watched some of it, some clips, and then I watched a little portion of it or listened to it at least. And I mean, it's pretty interesting because he has a really intelligent mind, even when he's just trying to be in those spaces when he's trying to be funny and like cool and like that type of thing. I just love listening to hear him talk because he's super intelligent. Like I value what he says.
Yeah.
But to that point, I mean, next thing here, I mean, we got that boy Dillon Danis, bro. You know, if you guys haven't heard, Dillon Danis is actually set to fight Logan Paul in a boxing match. So. You know the whole celebrity boxing thing has been a thing for what 3 years now, been going on at this point. And Dillon Danis has been dropping photos of Logan Paul's, by the way, just proposed to his now fiancé, with over 60 dudes over the past years of her obviously being single or in and out of relationships. So. I'm just laughing because I'm thinking about myself how pissed off would I fucking be. I want to get your thoughts and kind of get a better understanding where you're seeing this from because I was like seeing it like throughout the week and I was like, oh, I wasn't thinking anything of it. And then it started like kind of blowing up even more, and I was seeing it everywhere. But I want to see your thoughts, and it's would you say Dillon Danis is in the wrong here for doing this to Logan Paul, like following him literally getting engaged?
Hell no, he's not in the wrong. This is fair game. Fair game. I see Karina Kopp I seen Lane of the Plug. They're all coming at Dillon like, how could you be going at his fiance? Like, go at the person that you're fighting and whatnot. Well, first of all, I agree with Dillon because Dillon said, you know, when he had something going on, Jake Paul was when he was going after Jake Paul was acting like he fucked his bitch, yo. Straight up was making it seem like he fucked his girl. So Dillon, and I mean, that's your brother. If your brother's shooting at you, you got to take whatever comes with whatever's going on with your sibling. That's just how that shit works, bro. If your brother's shooting, then you're fair game. You can catch stray shots, stray bullets the whole fucking time, and you got to eat that shit, and you got to fight with that shit. And so
You might
now,
get a red dot too, though.
Red dot for sure. And now it's Logan's turn, and Logan, my bro, 60 dudes. These pictures don't stop. Like, honestly, I got tired of it. Every time I fucking go on X, man, I want to say Twitter so bad, but I get X. Every time I go on X and I see it, there's a new photo drop, and I'm like, dude, how many of these, like, some of them gotta be fake, but like I feel like a lot of them though look like real photos.
They're real. A lot of them are real. Like I think it's more real than fake.
Definitely more real than fake, 1000%. I'm just, she's 31, my bro, 31. That, I mean, in a celebrity world, that's kind of old, but 31, and you got like, these are just public photos. So this is not like what we don't see. Like she has been around the block. Talk about Dora the Explorer. Girl has been around the absolute block. I mean, you know,
it's not even like a shaming thing on that regard. Like I'm not shaming the girl for like doing her thing. Like,
well, I mean, it's not like she slept with these people. They're just pictures, but it's just a perception of it.
I mean, but that is exactly, that's the perception of it though. To the ill-advised eye, like it looks like that, and it's like 60 plus dudes, bro. No matter what, she out here hanging out with 60 different dudes that are all somewhat famous, bro. Like, come on, let's
some of them finished the job for sure. Like they didn't all just over here taking Instagram photos.
Yeah, like I mean, and I'm sure she's a nice gal, and I'm sure there's great things about her and great qualities why you want her to be your fiance. But at the end of the day, I mean, I think in reality, like, bro, I get it why they're fighting. Obviously, this is all publicity at the end of the day. Like, it's gonna make them money, so I can't even be mad at them for it. Even if I wanted to be like he's in the wrong, because I don't think he's in the wrong either. Like, I'm best believe if this was me and like same situation, like somebody was doing that to me, like saying, oh, like it was like I was in this position, or say I got in a feud with somebody, like, oh yeah, I was fucking your girl, and like to try to convince me, and then his brother or whoever close to him started like got married or got engaged, boy, I'd be bringing out every skeleton on the planet, bro. Every single one. Because at the end of the day, bro, like there's nothing like you're gonna say to me that's not gonna already piss me off in the first place. So I'm just gonna continue to piss you off via social. And I'm not even a social media troll, but I would do it because I know I'm gonna get hits off of it. And then specifically in their position, they're having a boxing match, bro. Like they want it's pay-per-view. They need people to pay money to watch this. I think it's gonna be an awful fight. Logan Paul is definitely juicing. He's been juicing, bro. Like I don't know why this isn't being discussed at all. Dude is literally yoked, and he was never like that. He does not have the body structure to be like that. He's a lanky, tall white guy. Like nothing wrong with that, bro. It's a normal thing. A lot of people are like that, just to be honest. Maybe not tall, but lanky. And at that same vein, I'm like, you can't sit here and try to be upset because even if you're a girl, like, once again, if your girl was with all these guys, bro, there's a reason she's with all of them. Like, yes, it could be for clout, but like you said, at least a few of them finished the job. This was not this mission did not fail every single time.
Well, let me ask you something, because I was listening to DJ Academic speak on it, and he was saying, like, his prediction was what we're going to see is that a year from now, Logan doesn't go through with the engagement. And I kind of want to ask, like, do you feel like that's subject to not going with the engagement? And it doesn't have to be like, because what I'm picturing that's happening is they're having conversations behind closed doors. She clearly hasn't slept with all of them, and I'm sure Logan knows that. and probably didn't think that from the pictures to begin with. But that's not necessarily the issue at hand. The issue at hand is the perception of it all. And sometimes, like, even though the perception is incorrect, it can overpower the truth. And Logan's over here, his boys are hitting him up like, bro, she was part of the Leo DiCaprio squad. Bro, like, not that one. Like, his boys are probably hitting him. He's freshly engaged to this chick that's got 64 public photos, and that's just of the date. It was 73 photos total so far and like 60 plus different dudes. And now he's kind of got to, like, I feel like even in the back of his head, and he loves this girl. I'm sure he loves her. He wouldn't have put the ring on her, and like the relationship was probably fine. But as men, in the back of his head, he's definitely looked at her slightly different.
Yeah, I mean, I think you'd be weird not to look at her a little bit different. Like on either side, more or less as a guy, I think women are kind of, it's to be expected from a man. It's just what it is. We expect that. Like or woman should expect, like, oh, like he's been around. Like if you've known him before. Like for me personally, it's like if I'm gonna propose to a girl, and I know there could be ramifications around it, like regardless, like I'm gonna know as much as I possibly freaking can. Like I'm gonna know. Like I promise you, I'm gonna know. Like I'm gonna know body count. I'm gonna know who, what, when, where, how long, when.
Really?
Good,
you want to know? I'm on the opposite end of that, bro.
Well, the thing is, and if I don't have enough time in the entirety of getting to know someone to figure all of that out, and it might be high maintenance, but I don't think it really is. I mean, like, ladies, look. I have nothing against you freeing your body, right? You have your body. I will never tell you what to do with it. Never will. I never will. Swear. Pro-life over here. Or pro-choice, I should say. Pro-choice. I'm sorry. I'm not pro-life. I'm pro-choice. But either way, like, look, if you want to, and don't take, please, for the love of God, don't take this the wrong way. If you want to bust it open for 35, 40, 50 dudes, like, we like, prior to me, I don't care what your situation was like, oh, I was just having fun, I was young, like, everybody uses that terminology, it's like, oh, I'm young, I was young, bro, you only young for so long. Like, you really are only young for so long. Like, I'm not joking, and maybe we're getting a little bit off topic here, and I apologize.
No, we're fine. Like, this is where we need to be.
But in reality, but like, think about it, like, we were 19, we were sophomores in college. Yeah, sophomores in college. Sophomore in college, like, I was dating a girl at the time, which is fine. But either way, like, I know when I was 19 compared to when I was 21, completely two different people. Literally. I'm not joking, like, that type of difference. It's not like I had a bunch of traumatic stuff happen to me to change me or anything like that. Like, I just grew up. Like, I knew, like, oh, I can't do what the same shit a teenager would do, you know? So like I said, I have no problem with you freeing your body. You just won't be with me. And that is the case, and that's fine. I'm sure not all of you want to be with me, and I that's perfectly fine. I don't want to be with you either. But the case at hand is like, if it's a deal breaker, like, first off, and for the ladies listening, they're probably thinking, oh my gosh, he's so insecure about body count. No, I'm not. At all, actually. I really don't care that much. I just want it for my own personal knowledge, because I need to know you and all of you, type of thing, versus, oh, like, you can know me, but you can hide some of the details. Like, you gonna hide details about yourself, but you gotta know everything about me. Nah, that ain't about to work. That is not about to fly. That is not about to fly.
See, I'm kind of on the opposite spectrum, though. Like, for me, yeah, I don't want to know all that. Like, I really don't want to hear. I mean,
I'm obviously exaggerating about.
Yeah. I know.
I do want to know. I do want to know how much, and kind of like why. Like, maybe if there's a particular couple of people where it's like, oh, I was dating this person, or like this is a long-standing relationship where I kind of like did this, that, and the other. I was like, all right, cool. Like, I can accept that. There's nothing like wrong with that. So go ahead, continue. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good. No, see, for me, like, I don't really want to know about any of them. to be honest. Like I could go my whole life without you talking about what you did behind that tree the one time. Like I don't want to know about that shit. The only one I'd probably be interested in is probably the most recent one you got out
Most
of,
recent,
because
100%.
that's the most telltale of what space you're in now and what you could have grabbed from that relationship or what stuck with you from that relationship. That's probably going to affect me the most today. So, but the problem is that Logan's dealing with is like, see, for me, I wouldn't want to know about that. So I personally wouldn't care because I wouldn't know. Like I'm in the dark. Ignorance is bliss. That's where I want to be. If you slept with 50, 60 niggas, if I don't know, it didn't happen, I don't care. Blah, 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 blah. Like, I'm not going to look at you any different. I never went to you to retrieve that information. I hope to God that you don't voluntarily offer it up to me because I don't want to know.
What you know. Yeah, I slept with like 75 guys.
Yeah, let's not do that. Let's not do that. But if in Logan's situation, if it just comes to light like that, now it's just in my psyche. Like it's just there.
Yeah,
it's not something
100%.
that like it's not something that like I was bothered by, like, oh my God, if this chick had did this, I wouldn't be with her. Oh my God, like I'm checking to make sure she hasn't done this. But it's just been offered up in my psyche now. And now I'm like, and it's not even the number. It's like I'm looking at dudes and I'm like, him? No, because you can't like this nigga and fuck with me. I saw DJ Academics say that about some topic. I forgot what it was, and I keep shouting them out. So shout out King Academics. But like, if you fucking with that nigga, you cannot fuck with me as well. There's like, no, we're not standing on the same totem pole. How are you looking at that nigga and saying that's daddy? And then I walk around like, oh yeah, that's we not comparable. So you can't be looking at us both thinking
we're not
daddy.
comparable whatsoever. I mean, I agree with you because from my experience and like knowing, like having an idea and actually seeing, I've seen dudes in person, like real life, like in person, knowing like prior transgressions. It's a weird feeling, right? Like it's a weird thing to like know. Like and it definitely breeds like jealousy and envy and things like that, which is not good, right? Like nobody wants to be a jealous type. Like I think if you're not jealous of some, like if somebody's like being with your girl, I think you don't really care for her. I will say that, but at the same time, there's like this point of like, so think about it, if Logan Paul was like had the mindset like you, for example, right, where it's like I don't want to know, like whatever, screw it. Like, yeah, this would really, I mean, this screw you up, bro. That's like, this just flat out, like, it will screw you up. But, like, say for someone like me, who'd be like, oh, look, I have a pretty good idea of kind of, like, what's going on or what's happened, I'd be probably bogged down about it. Like, I'm not considering cap. Like, I'm definitely gonna be like, what the hell? Like, oh my gosh, like, it's coming out like this? Like, this is happening? But
you'd have a different bitch, bro. I'm not accepting that. You do all 60 plus, you would have a different chick.
Well, and I did say that. And I did say that. But even if it was like a smaller team, you know what I'm saying? Like a girl that like had probably like 10 or less, you know, like that type of, which I'm saying that like it's a small number. Like, but I mean, in reality, with today's culture, like that ain't small at all, my G. So like, you're gonna have to move however you're gonna. And for the ladies out there thinking that's a small number, it's not a small number, baby girl. It's not small. It's not small, bro. You had to bust it open. It had to happen. So either way, and by the way, for the people out there that have like these, and like I said, I have nothing wrong with it. Really, it's just like it's my personal preference in a woman that I want to be with for the rest of my life, type shit. I wouldn't prefer it, but like for the people like out there, I know that girls like keep track. Like they'll have like a notes page of dudes that they've been with, like, and I'm like, what the fuck is this, bro? Like, why can't you just catch a body and keep it moving? You know what I'm saying? Like, it just blows my mind. I'm like, if you're having to start taking notes on a notes page, there's an issue. There's a true issue going on right now because it means that you are literally, and we are. I mean, flesh. We are literally, what is it? What is the sin of the flesh? Sin of the flesh. Like we can't help it. But it's like, damn, like you really got a notes page Like, you really got a notes page? That's downright. And look, got details like 6.5 incher mediocre. Like, knows exact.
Oh my
But
God,
dude,
that's crazy.
and I'd love to hear from like ladies in the comments and things like that, or people just in general, just to hear kind of what you guys' thoughts are, because like I know that like for me, like I'd be able to tell you off the top of my head, like, oh, that's so and so. Yeah, like that was this. Like I wouldn't even have to like, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't have to blink, or like, I wouldn't have like, yeah, like it was hold up. Number 27. Oh, that was Johnny. Yeah. He was great.
I'm not gonna lie, if it only happened one time, I'd be forgetting that it happened sometimes.
Well, and I think that's okay. Like it's okay to dude, I gotta bite my tongue. I gotta bite my tongue. I can't. Nah, I ain't gonna look. I'll get messy. You know, I'll get messy. You know, I'll get messy. But I gotta. Oof. If my mom ever hears this, she go disown me, bro. I cannot. But yes, I think there's a certain point where it's like, okay, like you forget about like here and there, but if you have an every time somebody asks you type shit, aside from like relationships, like, and you gotta look and figure out, that's a problem. That's a real issue. And I hope that Logan Paul's not running that issue in his own regard. I hope he has a successful marriage and everything works out. I think he's gonna break it off too, kind of like Academic said. But like, I mean, who's gonna blame him? Like, who's gonna sit here? Because girls are kind of like, "Why are you so insecure?" This, that, and like, bro, like that's his preference. It's just like you guys got preferences, just like I got preferences, and you got preferences.
And you got to think about it this way: he might not had married or proposed to that version of her. Like when you love somebody and or I'm not gonna say when you love somebody, but when like you're choosing to be with somebody, you're choosing to spend the rest of your life with somebody, it's because you've assessed the person that's in front of you with all the given information that you have, and that particular person is who you want to be with. And it is up until you put the ring on it that it's for better or for worse, or it's up until you say I do, that it's better or for worse. You have until you say I do, until anyone objects, is for better or for worse. And so when given new information, it's just like having opinions. You know, it's good to have opinions, but if you're stuck on an opinion when given new information and you're just going to keep riding with your same opinion because that's the opinion you had, like, you're crazy, bro. You got to change it given whatever new information you has. And so he might have a whole different vision of this chick. There might not been the idea of that version of her that he knows today might not have been the one that would have made him get down on one knee. And as much as it sucks, as bad as it says, and I'm not saying that would be me, and I'm not saying that's his mindset. I'm just saying I can see a scenario and I can see a world where that'd be the case, and I wouldn't necessarily think of him as a bad person for it. It's just what it is.
No. Yeah, and like I said, I already know women would like bash him if he did it because they'd be like, "Oh, you're doing this because of this thing." Like, especially if he loses the fight, that boy Dillon will be talking some shit, boy. Dude, he will talk so much. I can't wait. I'm not watching it, but I watch the highlights and
I'm
see
not paying for that
shit.
shit.
Like, you think I'm gonna pay $60-$70 for that? Dog, I could use my money elsewhere. That's a night out for me, just me, not buying drinks for nobody else. That's a night out for me. But like in reality, bro, like I said, it's completely up to personal preference, bro. There's so many things. We always talk about preferences, especially like being black guys, bro. Like we talk about this. Like everyone has preferences, and we know that like when it comes to certain types of women and men, they have certain people that they even look at because they have a certain type of preference. That's just flat out what it is. And there's nothing else you can go about it. And I agree with you. Like, you are proposing to the person that you like, obviously, that version of them. And I think it's up to you to assess to the best of your ability prior to that to get as much information as possible. Because in reality, dating before you get married and even the engagement period is all just an extended interview. That's all it is. It's a long interview, a very long, tumultuous, emotional roller coaster interview. That's all it is. That's all it is. Because the test and the job is the marriage. That's the job. that is the job. That's the analogy for the people out there listening. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you really put it in that way, like when you interview for like most good jobs have for you about 3 to 4 interviews at least, right? You'll do 3 to 4 before you even get offered the job. And then even when you get offered, you do like another interview with somebody really high up. Like you'll do it like somebody that's gonna be like your director or VP or whatever. There's like 3 to 4 things you're gonna have to do before you even get the job. Then you got to do a background check. You got to do a background check. Look, this is part of the background check, bro. Hey, this is part of it. And you gotta do a drug test. Got to do the drug test for some companies. Not all. Do the drug test. Make sure you're clean. You know what I'm saying? That'd be the STD test. You know what I'm saying? It's all these things. Like, I mean, granted, you should get tested if you are having sex absolutely.
And don't give out a job offer to a quote unquote employee before you've brought them on campus. And what I mean by that is you got to live with the bitch before you propose to her. If you have not lived with her, you have not fully dated her yet.
Yeah, that's fact. And some people will disagree. I mean, I know a couple that got married not too long ago. Great people too. Love them. They're awesome. They didn't live together prior to getting married. They've been dating for years, high school sweethearts type thing.
How long have they been married?
Now, what has it been? Damn, how long has it been? It's only been like probably like 3 or 4 months of marriage at this point. They just moved in together in a house not too long ago. But I mean, they're good people. I hope everything works out for them, and I think it will. But that's also an old Southern tradition thing where you don't live with the person, you go and live with them when you go. Like that's when you can go bear children. They don't want none of that stuff happening at that, like, you know, in the spot before it. It's a whole Christian thing. Yes, I agree with you, Mike. Bring her on campus, make sure she gets the tour, and then also you got to make sure that they're equipped. And if you understand what I mean by equipped, to do the job effectively. And for the fellows out there, you know exactly what I'm saying. Ladies, you probably can infer for yourselves. But yes, that is like, I think that's an effective cycle. And like I said, everyone has their own way of going about it. And love's a crazy thing, man. Like for those that have been in love or are in love or whatever the situation is, bro, like it's a crazy thing, bro. You'll do dummy stuff, like just dummy things. You won't even think with your brain. So maybe it's all reactionary, and it's almost impossible to avoid it. When you hone in your emotions, it's still hard to do it. Like it's still hard. So for those out there, you know, I want to hear you guys' thoughts on this because I definitely think it's one of those topics where it's like it could be obviously like we did elaborate on it very deeply on something like this, because I'm gonna go and let you know, Mike, like if I ever find out your girl been with like 70, 80 dudes, I'm gonna have to tell you, bro.
No, you can't tell me, bro. You can't tell me.
I have to tell you, bro.
You can't tell me, bro.
What if you go to Vegas this week, right? Imagine if I'm like sitting here, we're in Vegas. I'm like, dog, that's like a group of the dudes she been with, like all those dudes over there, like all those 6'5" black dudes. She been with all of them, bro.
No, you definitely can't tell me. You definitely can't tell me that. Only time you have clearance to tell me some shit like that is if one of the boys hit it. If one of someone from the circle hit it, then that's something I need to know. Because I need to know which one of them niggas it was. And based off of that, I'm judging. I'll be like, oh.
You gotta out him. And they go low-key have like a long play for him. He's like, all right, we're going to play this out. He doesn't know. I know. But I'm going to make sure he suffers. He think I don't know right now. He done hit my girl. But nah, I think that's something you could definitely delve super deep in. It almost turns into like a Wednesday, well, not even really Wednesday Friends, and like an old deep, what was it, thought-provoking questions type of question. Because now we're older. Back then, we didn't have the type of experience we have now, so we couldn't be talking and elaborating on this shit. But it's it's one of those ones where it's definitely gonna make me ponder. But on kind of to the next here. I mean, speaking of marriages and relationships and stuff like that, like y'all remember the Usher and Keke thing, right? When they when Keke was dancing on Usher look, we don't have to reiterate it, go look it up yourselves, it's real easy, go ahead and find it. But recently Usher and Keke put out a music video for his new single called Boyfriend. basically referencing the scandal of Keke's ex-boyfriend who went on Twitter and outed her for not being a good mother, etc., so on and so forth, after he saw the video of her dancing on Usher at his concert or at his performance. Honestly, I mean, there's no question. It's just like unpack it however, bro, because like my first initial thoughts are, and I'm going to actually make them first initial thoughts because you know how I'd be getting on tangents. I really don't like this girl, bro. I really don't like her, bro. I knew. I didn't have no problem with her. Look, I had no problem prior to the Usher thing, and then even with the Usher thing, I didn't really have an issue with it, like, or had an issue with it, but I wasn't like holding it against her, you know. And then now it's just like, oh, you just trying to embarrass my guy now. You just trying to flat out embarrass him. Like, you're gonna ruin him because you want clout. Like, bro, you are a whole ass mom. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of it. Tired of it. Imagine being a whole ass mom and doing this. Like, do you not like what happened to all the stuff you do with all the daggone commercials? I ain't seen you in a commercial in a minute. What happened? You must need some money too. Looking like Michael Orr and shit. Blindsided as hell.
I ain't seen you do no jump roping.
I didn't see you doing. Yeah, I didn't see you do. Where Corbin Blue at?
No double.
Like, I don't see none of that. I want to get your initial thoughts too, Mike. What do you think about this? Because I just fucking.
Well, so when we spoke about it a few weeks back, and I think that was the podcast that we had my brother Monty on the show. I had a few people actually reach out to me and say, like, you know, y'all were kind of tough. Like, you really feel like Keke was she was really just in the wrong what she was doing. And I was like, I mean, she might not, it's not my place to say if she was in the wrong or if she was in the right, but like, she wouldn't have been right if I was in that relationship. Like, it'd have been wrong to me. So yes, I feel like this right here, ladies, when y'all say that we be tripping on certain topics, certain situations like this, when guys come out and are like, nah, that's foul, you can't be doing that. This is why we say this. Because the moment that they end things, not even a month later, she is on a music video. Usher over here, first thing he says is, I heard your boyfriend looking for me. Like, bro, like, what is this? Like, I don't care if it's a marketing stunt or whatever. The fact that you went up there and just gonna disrespect your baby daddy like that with Usher on the same type of shit that the dude was saying in the first place, this is what he didn't like. This was what he was scared of, per se. Like, this is what he saw when he was watching that video of you and Usher at that concert. This is what he foresaw in watching that video. He could read through it all. He knew that if things ended between them, like, it would be nothing for Usher to pull her up and, hey, let's do blah, blah, blah. Even if it's just a music video for some marketing type stuff. And granted, I don't know if the guy, like, if she told the guy, hey, I'm going to do this, and he was cool with it. I don't know. But that's not fun for podcasting. So I'm going to assume he didn't get the A-OK from his baby mama. And she just went up there and just out of spite. And if she went up there out of spite, what I'm going to have to say is, like, yo, to me, that's fucked. One, you got a kid in between the two of y'all. So it's not even on some ex-boyfriend, ex-girlfriend type shit. That's whatever, you know. She would be one up on the fucking glowing up after they left, and he would just be down bad, broke, probably driving his actual car now. He ain't got fucking Keke's Mercedes. He back to driving whatever he was driving before. I know that shit sucked. But they got a kid together. So you really just clowning, like, your kid gonna go back and see that. Like, that's gonna come back up one day. And your kids,
it will.
Yeah, that's gonna come back up one day, and your kid's gonna really saw how you were just quick to jump ship like that and do that video with
Imagine if they have like a great relationship with their dad. Be like, what happened here? I mean, obviously they're gonna have to explain it, and I'm gonna be 100% honest. And I didn't mean to cut you off. I just had
no, go ahead,
mate. It's like, bro, think about it like this, bro. what's gonna happen is if they say they have like say their kid's a boy or a girl. Do you know?
I don't know.
Well, either way, there's two ways it can go. If it's a girl, she like, Dad, why you do that to mom? Like that's not the way it's supposed to go. Like blah 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 blah. Because she's a girl and she's gonna side with her mom, which is fine. But a lot of girls, are babies or mom or babies, daddies, or daddy's girls. Jesus. And then so hypothetically, like I said, I don't know the sex of the boy, if it's a boy or a girl or whatever. But if it's a boy, it's like, bro, like as if they got older, like two of an age, like our age, they're like, she did that? Like, what the hell? Like, and then she did this? Like, Ma, you can't be doing that type of thing. It's like, I get it, like, because you have every right to be free and, like, once again, do what you want. But like I said in that, when we talked about in that podcast, I'm like, bro, you ain't just some regular, single girl. Like, you are not a regular, bro. Like, I've met women, like, and not even like in a flirtatious capacity with kids like out, and they're like young, they're pretty, like they have all that stuff going on, but it's like you are not a regular single girl. Like you aren't. I know there's a baby daddy somewhere. Don't matter if he's your boyfriend right now or he just the baby daddy. Like it's one of the two, or if not both. Like that's the thing. And I think that like she's not realizing the consequences of what she's doing now. I mean, it's the same way we talk about like OnlyFans girls. Like I respect them like hell. You know what I'm saying? Like I respect the hell out of them because ain't no way my daughter is getting online and getting railed, like and just getting railed by dudes and making bread off of it. Look, honey, I'll take your money, but guess what? No, I'm not proud of you, baby girl. I'm not. I'm sorry. I'm not proud of you. You want me to say it so bad. And this is the reason why I do this. I don't want to hear it. I don't care. I don't care. I know that just took a turn real quick. You see how that turned real quick? But my point is like there's like I said, there's two ways it can go, and I hope for the sake of the kid that it doesn't come back about, but it will. And they don't make it doesn't become a big deal. Like I said, if they have a good relationship with their father, regardless if it's boy or girl, really, it's going to bring up some type of issue to a degree. It may not even be that big, but it will definitely bring up an issue. By that time, Keke be almost in her 60s.
Well, it's definitely going to bring up an issue because I don't think no matter the gender or no matter what way you spin it, Keke's going to be the one that looks spiteful in the end because, at the end of the day, all the boyfriend said was, hey, I didn't like how you were hugging up on Usher with your ass cheeks out. I don't think if you're a male or female, if you're a son or daughter, that you're going to grow up and think that, oh, my dad was out of line from thinking that. Like, it's probably going to be like, I can see where he was coming from in that situation. And then to see you, not even a month later, go on a video being spiteful towards their father with the man that they were talking about, like, it's really just not going to look good for you in the long run. And I think that it will bring up some stuff, and it could be a period of a month or two where your kids kind of like being a little standoffish towards you because they're kind of mad at you for what they did and what they just found out. They're not going to hate you.
Yeah.
They're your kids. They love you, but like, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, she's still young. Like, she's not like some 45-year-old woman, of course, but like, I think this is one of the problems with our generation in general. Like, I don't think people realize what they say and do online, especially as a touted figure. Like, I don't even say she's touted, but a person in the public eye, like Keke Palmer, what they do now and how it's going to affect them in their later years. I really don't, because I've said this before and I will continue to say it. I have a friend of mine, and she always says, well, I'm just living in the present. I'm like, no, you can't just live in the present, G. Like, you can't just live in the present. That's the whole era a lot of girls are on right now because they're in their bad bitch phase or whatever it's called, and like they want to do this, that, and I'm like, I have nothing wrong with that. Like, I respect it. You know what I'm saying? Like, do your thing, but understand anything you do right now. If you are in somewhere in the public eye, it could be on Instagram story, Instagram, Snapchat, whatever, Twitter, doesn't matter what you're on. Like, you will have ramifications. There will be consequences. It may not be right now, but it will be eventually. And that's what my point is. Like, I have no problem with you doing whatever you want to do, but understand, like, don't be mad when people coming at you for the things that you did. Like literally, I watched an interview or like part of an interview of a adult film star. She was talking about like you know, also like her weird fetishes and how she likes being gangbanged and stuff. But that's a whole another thing to unpack in and of itself.
That's a whole episode in itself.
That's like I mean, and I just thought like I can't even listen to this no more. But she did say some true things where she was like, you know, like one of the things people forget is how hard our lives are when we choose this. And she said that's one of the first things you have to be able to get over once you find the fame in this industry, because people start looking at you different and they will treat you differently, sometimes in good ways and sometimes in very bad ways. And if you're understanding of the consequences and then also how people treat you, then that's completely fine. You're fit. You are perfectly fit for it, you know? But if not, like, don't complain. She was basically like, you can't be mad at other people for thinking what they're going to think. Like, the obvious thing other people are going to think. It's not like it's a surprise. You know it's there. So, once again, every action you do in this life, regardless if that's smoking a cigarette to, like, sleeping with your ex-boyfriend to whatever, like, it could be anything. They all have good and bad consequences. Some of them just have bad ones. Some of them just have good ones, but there's always consequences. And I know as a kid, right? Like, Mike, I'm sure you probably like this. I'm sure a lot of kids were like this. They probably heard the word consequences and always thought bad, right? Everybody hears consequences, they think bad. They don't think there's good consequences too. Consequences, if you look up the definition, it will tell you there is a way for it to be good and bad. But anyway, that's my little spiel on that, because I think it's really, like, quite frankly, I think it's pretty fucking immature, to be honest. Like, I'm not a petty person. Like, me personally, I don't have the time for it. Like, I don't have the time to be petty. I'm too old for that. Like, I really am. Like, it's if you want something from me, be direct. You know, like, come to me direct. Like, you know what I'm saying? And if you could come with me direct, and then I could be petty in my own life, like, I ain't gonna come at you, but I could be petty in my own life. I wouldn't even make slights to you. That's how I am, bro. I wouldn't even make slights while you're standing there and not like, oh, blah, 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 this, that, and the other. I wouldn't even do that. But she took it to a whole new fucking level, bro. She said, nah, I'm gonna put this man on blast in an Usher video. In an Usher video. I'm appalled. Like, Keke turned from a child star to a. I'm gonna get canceled. I say that. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop.
Stop while you're ahead.
Stop. Yeah. But I'm curious. I mean, like, I know that's kind of like I talked a lot there. I didn't know if you had any other thoughts on it. I'm just kind of like, it doesn't surprise me at this point now. And like at this point, I have no care in the world for her. Like, wish her the best, but like I really don't care what happens to her. I think it's just really screwed up. And honestly,
I basically put this topic in the doc just so all the viewers and all the listeners can hear me say after that spiel, we told you so. We fucking told you so.
We did say it. We literally said it, and we tried to sit here and explain why. Like, I don't know why we even trying to explain that. Like, we should have been like read them in wheat type of thing. But it's like,
yo, we some wise niggas on the real. Whoever,
I mean, I think we're pretty wise. Yeah, I think we're pretty wise.
Y'all who be listening to us for 2 hours every Wednesday, y'all be getting some wisdom, bro. Some wisdom.
No,
some shit to live by.
Like, we got some old, we low-key like old heads and like young bodies. I always say that, like, I'm a little beyond my years. Like, some people meet me and they look at me and they, like, it's funny. They'll be like, oh, like last week, one of my coworkers was like, oh, because my birthday had just passed. Like, how old are you? I'm like, I'm 26. She's like, oh, I thought you were like 23, 24. I'm like, I've got like I can hang with the young people. Like, there's not a difficulty for me doing that. Like, I could have the energy and I can do it all. I'm an extrovert. I'm gonna take your motherfucking energy and I'm gonna fucking use that shit. Like,
I don't know if I can hang with them college niggas no more, bro.
Not the college boys. Not the college kids.
Nah.
The college kids, they be like cracked out. I'm like, yo, like, I mean, I got one of those nights in me maybe every other month. Like, because I was up like, dude, I've stayed up with friends before 6, 7 a.m. just doing nothing, bro. Like, we could be just sitting there watching music videos. It's just, and you know what I'm talking about. Just watching music videos, like, and just sitting there, talk about whatever, and like, bro, like that joke will kill you. you. Like it will literally kill you. I feel like my chest hurts the next day when I wake up. Literally, like I'm exhausted. Like my body hurts.
Dude, the exhaustion lasts 2 to 3 days now. Like it'll last into the next day, and it's not like I'm still like, ooh, couch lock exhausted, but it's like I feel a little off still.
Yeah, I told you. What did I tell you the other day when we did the pod, bro? Like I was still hungover from the weekend. Like
yeah,
my body was still trying to recover, and I was eating, I was drinking, like I was drinking water, by the way, folks, not drinking just casually again after I was already fucking screwed up. But like, I mean, it's different now. Like, yeah, like, but the thing is, at the same time, to that same point we were talking about earlier, it's like I'm 26 now. We're both 26 now. Like. I definitely think like, and people have told me like, oh, like you kind of act more or less like the way you move is more like a little bit older, like maybe somebody in their very early 30s, that type of thing. And I'm like, dude, like I've experienced quite a bit, even in my short period of life. I ain't gonna sit here and say I had a hard life or nothing like that. Like it ain't nothing like that. People don't get it. Don't think my life was hard. It was not hard, bro. But I mean, you face trials and tribulations just like any other person, and you just like kind of take with it what you will. And that's where I get the piece of like being petty. Like I hate that. That's like one of my biggest red flags. But like, that's like most women, no offense, are petty. Like they can't even help it. It's like they want to do it. Like they want to be petty. They'll find some reason to be mad about something and bring it back up on you. I'm like, bro, what are we doing? Like, why are we doing this? How is this? It doesn't even make you feel better. You're just doing it just to do it. It's like it's bullying. It's literally bullying. Like it's bullying in a very indirect way most of the time. I'm not here for it, and I'm just gonna let you know out there for ladies that most women like older men. Older men don't like it either. I'm gonna let you know that they hate it. They hate it. They hate it. And I'm not older men. I'm talking like 30-something-year-olds, 40-year-olds. If they're still dating, those dudes do not like pettiness. They don't have the time for it, bro. Make time for the stuff that matters. That means work, kids, family, and how you're gonna make more money. Like that's what matters, and your friends and family. Or I said family, but friends. And then if you're religious, your religion. But dude, honestly, I got to talk about this really quick. I'm sorry, this is a little off topic. This is a little off topic. I'm trying to make this brief because we be sitting here talking for hours. And I know my boy's gotta get to Vegas tomorrow. He got a 2-hour flight, 2-hour change in time too. So you're gonna have some jet lag. But bro, have you looked at dating profiles before? And do you see it's just like they'd be like, oh, and loves God. Do you be seeing those?
Yeah, I do.
Bro,
I'm not even religious, and I still swipe over. I'm like, we'll see how much how important it is to you. I'm a nice guy. You might take it as religious.
That's what I'm saying. I was like laughing myself the other day because I was like, damn, if like a girl thought like that was religious, like actually heard my podcast, like, oh, like you have a podcast, that's so cool. Like, can I listen? I'm like.
Bro,
hey,
that brings up an interesting question, like real quick, and we'll get back on topic, people, I swear. But would you want a girl that you're like, you know, kind of still talking to, dating, you're just going out on dates and whatnot? When would you want her? When would it be cool for her to check out the pod?
Oh. Wait, we started making money off this, so it's like this is part of my income. Like, don't worry, like don't worry about what I say. It's just for entertainment. No, like what I'd be saying out there is it's pretty real, bro. Like this is how we feel, like most of the time, like or all the time, honestly. And I mean, my opinion is like she can listen to him whenever. Like, obviously, it's gonna give her a whole type of different look at who I am. But I would hope that they're mature enough to be like, hey, like, why'd you say this? Like. Why'd you say this? Like, I want to kind of understand your thought process. And I'm like, first off, I think that's sexy to be able to do that. Like, I think it's super confident. Like, you are like, oh, look, I'm not going to like be like upset that he said these things. I just want to know why. And I'm like, I'm the same way. Because she, like, if this girl had a podcast that was maybe like kind of like the opposite of me, I'd be like, oh, why'd you say that? I just want to know why. I may not agree with it, but guess as a guy, I'm going to have to bite my tongue anyways. Like, I'm about to bite my tongue, especially if you like her. You're gonna probably bite your tongue. But if it had to put a number on it, to be honest, it'd be like probably like at least a month of getting to know the girl, like flat out. Like,
yeah, I need enough time to determine how I'm fucking with you. Because if I'm
true.
really fucking with you and I want this to be a relationship type shit, like, oh, I can see myself like, nah, you gotta hold up before you watch the pod. Like, you gotta know me and be like, oh, that's just Mike. Like, that's his podcast. Like, you can't like, it can't be early enough where you're basing who I am off of the podcast. Not that I don't come up here and give it up, because we give it up. Like, this is me, but this is also
I spread my legs wide open, bro.
This is me. I like, we don't like fabricate anything, but it's also like, this is how I would say it to my boy. Like, but if like somebody else was asking me these questions, I give you the same answers, but I dress it up a little differently. And
you paint the picture a little different.
Yeah, and so it would come across different. So if I'm talking to a girl and I really fuck with you, like you said, you probably have to wait a month so you can get an idea of who I am before you like base it all off the podcast.
Yeah.
If I was dating someone who had a podcast, I wouldn't even want to listen to it, to be honest, because I feel like, well, actually I would, because
actually I would.
I would, because I would want to know what the fuck you saying on that shit, but
they're like, Mike ain't shit. Mike ain't shit. He don't even treat me right. Like, I don't even know why I'm with him. I'm only with him because he be paying for my meals. He be paying for some of my rent too. Like, I'm like, all right. And look,
fuck, yo.
Look, all I'm saying is, if I'm doing that, you can tell all the shit you want because I'm getting what I need. Apparently, we ain't on that level. No disrespect to ladies, by the way. But to the next topic. So Quavo dropped the album called Rocket Power. I know Mike had some thoughts on it, and I'm gonna be completely frank with y'all. Like I said, we keep it pretty real up here, but I don't have any initial thoughts because I have not listened to it. I've been watching a Turkish drama, and every episode is 2 hours, and there's 13 episodes. So yeah.
Damn. All right. Well. Yeah, so he did tell me that he didn't listen to it, and I'm gonna be honest too. I probably only listened to the first half of it, but the main reason why I wanted, and I felt like it was important to bring this up to everyone. Obviously, this is the first solo album that we've heard from Quavo since Takeoff's passing, and I kind of wanted to not dive specifically into the album. I did listen to it. The first song is good. The second song with Takeoff is a good song, but you know, I remember liking it, and I remember like hearing it and liking it, but like not really being able to grasp specific moments from the album. And what really it brought me to, and what I wanted to kind of discuss with you briefly, is what do we think that the outlook for Quavo and Offset will be now that Takeoff is out of the picture? Because now, like, I don't really see Quavo and Offset doing a lot of Migos stuff now that Takeoff is gone. I see them really just honing in on solo careers. And while I think Offset's probably a little bit more equipped to be solo, I feel like Quavo's kind of run as like a very dominant rapper could be on its tail end now that the group is gone. Because Quavo was a very good, like, everyone looked at him as the main honcho, but he was the main honcho because he was kind of the point guard to the other players, and he played that role really well. But hearing the album, like I said, there were some good moments, but just not a lot of memorable things to pull from. I'm just kind of curious, you think that Quavo can pull off a solo career that is relevant in the music game?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. He will fail miserably, actually. I'm not joking, like miserably. One obviously Offset has Cardi B. He ain't never gonna lose. There's really no way he loses. He's always got Cardi B on his side, and I respect them for getting through what they've gotten through over the past, I guess, 6 to 8 months in their whole situation. Respect for that. Hope everything turns out good for them. I do really like them together. They seem good for each other. Quavo is just the ad-lib guy. I mean, they're all ad-lib guys, right? They all hit ad-libs and like they all do their thing. But like Quavo's gonna have to be a feature guy from now on. And then he's not even getting called to features no more, bro.
Nope.
Like Travis used to have him on features like all the time. Like when he was bringing up on the on most of his albums. Actually, he's got what, 4 studio albums? Is it 4 studio albums? I don't know, 4 or 5. Either way, 4. With Trav's albums, I think Quavo's on every single one. Oh no, he's on shit. I forgot he wasn't on Astroworld either. I don't think so. He missed the 2 best ones, but I mean he's slowly declining, like you said, to the point where like that Migos era. Like we all loved the Migos when we were like in high school. I think that when they got popular, like big, and like yeah, you can listen to like what's the song?
You got Handsome and Wealthy. You got Bad and Bougie.
Bad and Bougie. That's the song I'm thinking, because I was thinking Lil Uzi. Wow. I mean, what am I going? Like I can't even do this shit, but he just be stupid. His album fucking sucked. But like but I'm sorry, I had to come back and say that shit was bad.
That's why he's dropping another one so soon.
Yeah,
this shit's ass.
And he better hope he don't drop the same week as Drake. He fucked. He's fucked. You probably, hey Drake, hey man, can you let me know what? Nah, bro, fuck off.
Nah, I already pushed it back for that stupid ass pink tape bullshit.
I pushed it back once. I pushed it back for Utopia because Trav's my boy, and he actually makes money and good music, and I wanted my own stuff. But either way, no, I think Quavo's definitely gonna like decline tremendously, and like he's gonna try to. I think at one point he's gonna have to like go into the producing space, the flat out producing space, and just be like a background guy. Like he might just need to hang out with DJ Khaled, because DJ Khaled seems to love him.
Oh yeah, DJ Khaled put him on an album every single time with Justin Bieber.
He don't care,
and it works. I guess.
Yeah, they're good collab. There's people like that in music that just sound good together. We talked about this before, where it's like there are certain people like Drake sounds good with. I mean, yeah, it doesn't. I mean, quite frankly, he was with Block Boy B, bro. Block Boy, y'all remember that?
And that shit was fire.
How's the song go?
It was was it the Look Alive?
Yeah, not alone. Look alive.
Yeah.
It came on this side. That shit was a banger.
Oh well, fuck them, dog. We gonna show them how we ride. Yeah, that shit hard, bro.
Nah, bro. Like, I mean, he was on. Like, it doesn't matter who Drake's with. It really doesn't matter. Like, he could be with your mom. Like, in a musical standpoint, obviously, and literally make it a banger. We know this. So Quavo, yeah, sorry, big guy. Yes, it might be over for you, G. Because I'm not going. Like the fact that I didn't even take it out of my like. I guarantee if I was watching this series, first off, the series is gas. That's why I'm like watching it so heavily. 2, like if it was like I was actually interested to hear it, I would have like stopped and listened to it. Look, I would have. When albums come out on like Friday morning, Thursday evening. You know, like I will like listen night of, or I'm making sure the next morning when I get up and take a shower, like get ready for work or whatever, I'll listen to it. Like I will like put it in my ears, or like I'll play it on my speaker and like get myself like kind of.
I'm the same way.
In a zone.
And as bad as it sounds, I think Quavo is a more lit Ty Dolla $ign now. That's basically the role he has been. That's gonna come off as hate and diss, but like, bro, I'm not even trying to send shots. He's just a more lit Ty Dolla. People grab Ty Dolla $ign for that little catchy ass hook, and something real quick, something real radio, and I think that's Quavo's lane now. So I mean, shit. So I mean, like, one song you gotta check though, and for all the people listening, Lil Tecca is back. He got himself another one with Kodak. I don't know if you listen to it. Heaven on Earth.
I know you're a Kodak fan. Yeah, I listened to it.
That shit catchy to me. I fucking with it.
I know you. I mean, Kodak gets on any track. This boy's gonna suck him off and call him daddy at this point. But like,
hey, yo, Buzz. Nah, hell nah. Kodak's not even the part that I like about it. I like the little the little bitch. The auto-tune little girl in the background type shit. No. All right. Next topic. Go ahead and transition us over.
I can't do. All right. On to the next. Last but not least, really, I mean, Our favorite guy, speaking of guys that have been definitely up and down in their careers, and definitely career is just in a weird space right now. Meek Mill is giving business advice. Um, I just, I mean, if you're running a business, uh, would you give favorable treatment to celebrities at the expense of other customers? So Mike's got the clip. I know he's got to play it. So I'm gonna let him do his thing, and then we can kind of go from there.
Yeah. So let me play this clip. Let me set the stage. So it's Meek Mill at what it looks like a shoe convention. It's a guy running a business, and Meek Mill's trying to buy a pair of shoes, and this guy's going to sell it to him, and you can hear how it proceeds from there.
For the regular price. Why would I buy it for $500? They give you a free commercial. That's a bad move. I got to teach you how to hustle. You want the 500? So look, you want to give me the body for the store right now for 300. You want 500? That's a bad move. I can buy them from you, but that's a bad sell. You got to come down a little. You want to give it to Meek Mill for the low, get the commercial. Boom, I might come back and buy more, you know?
Okay, so that is the video where you on the low. I will increase it afterwards, but
no, you're good.
Yeah, so basically Meek Mill went to this shoe convention and wanted to buy shoes from this guy. The guy wanted $500 from the shoes, and Meek Mill was saying, I give you $300 for it right now. And the guy was hell-bent on getting his $500. Meek Mill said, that's bad business. What you're doing there, you should give it to, you got Meek Mill coming up, you should give it to me for $300. And then I give you, he said, I can give you a promo and I might come back and buy more. He said, that's the type of business. He said he's going to give you the $500 regardless, but good business would have been to give it to him for $300. He'd come back and he will do a promo, blah, 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 could be better. So basically what I wanted to get into is not, and it's kind of a spinoff because I saw another thing later where it was probably a few weeks back where Cardi B was upset with this barber, or not a barber, but, you know, whoever, the hair salon people. And she was upset because she wanted to come in and get an appointment, but the hair salon lady was all booked up. And she was like, I'm Cardi B. Can you cancel this? This would be big for you, for me to come in there, whatnot. And she was like, no, I have loyal customers who have this time booked up. I'm not just going to cancel it. We can find another time for you. And Cardi B ended up not going with her. So I kind of wanted to put this in here because there is kind of like a conflict. There's a very fine line that you have to play when, especially when you're a small business owner, trying to, you know, tailor your business to a celebrity's needs when they come up and how that publicity could be big for you in the long run. But also, you know, giving the same treatment to your loyal customers who come in there all the time, who expect a certain service that you've always given them to them. You know, how would you kind of play it from a general's perspective?
Because I think that, like, obviously I don't own a small business. I mean, I guess we could call the YouTube a business, but it's not really a business. It's like
it's an unprofitable one at the moment.
Unprofitable at the moment, just to be honest with y'all, but like and subscribe, and comment, and tell your friends. But in that same vein, I think that, yeah, you're right. There is a really fine line. I think that when you're doing business, especially with a small business like hair salon, for you, that's a great example. Even the shoe vendor is a good example too. You know, you want return customers, and obviously in this situation with Cardi B, and even to the sense of the shoe guy, I'm sure he's got guys that come and like buy all the time, and like there's sneakerheads everywhere. Like they're gonna buy shoes, bro. It doesn't matter. Like they don't care what the price is. They're trying to find the best price, but in reality, they're just gonna flip them anyways. It don't matter. Like Meek is trying to, like, first off, Meek Mill, like you're going there for like special, bro. You are literally richer than everyone there. Why are you there? That's why
are you looking for $200 off? Like just pay the $500, bro. If you're gonna give them promo, just give them fucking promo.
Like, I'm gonna give you promo, like, bro, the $200, like, yeah, like in reality, like if you gave him promo, like if the kid probably got promo from him just doing this video, so he kind of dumped for it.
I don't need you to do promo anyways. I'm already filming your every move since you walked in the store. Like you being promoted right now, my nigga.
Yeah, Meek Mill, you pulled up to my spot, like, or you pulled up to my table or whatever. Like, I already got the promo. You didn't have to say a word to me, dead ass. Like, I didn't need it. So, and then like to specifically when it comes like hair salons, places where people need repeat business, not just like places like bakeries, any restaurants, hairstylists or barbers, those places in particular, I think that line is so fine. You have to be like precise. I don't think there's really a screwing up there's leeway, you know. I think like if I went to my barber today or I had an appointment scheduled with my barber, say I usually get my haircuts on Fridays. Now it used to be Saturdays, but usually it's Friday afternoon, like 1-2 o'clock roughly. And I'll go to Yovan. I'm like, yo, like he'd be like, what's good? He'd dap me up. Like the other day when I got my haircut, he was running a little bit behind. He's like, my bad, bro. Like I didn't mean I'm running a little bit behind. Somebody was in here acting up, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, all right, word. Like, no worries, bro. He's always been good to me, cuts my hair well. Like, he looks out for me. Like, I tip him well. He's a good guy. Like, those are the types of things that you, like, value. And in reality, if you think of it, for every single successful person that uses social media or has a business to some capacity, whether, like I said, social media or those other examples I just gave, they all build around community. Like, you need community to, like, really, like, you need people to be able to like see you in a different light. They need to like raise you up. Like Meek Mill is always going to look down on you. Cardi B, unfortunately, and it's nothing against them, like it's just what their status is. They're always going to look down on you because they know that they're more than you. They're not going to say that to the biggest hairstylist in LA. She's not going to say that to the hairstylist in LA. I guarantee. The biggest hairstylist, no way. They'll be like, dude, like I've already got people that come in here that are just like you, if not better.
And like, one thing you also got to keep in mind too is like a celebrity walks into your store, they film that, blah, blah, blah. That might get you a surplus in business for a month or two. But, you know, that celebrity walking into your store one time is not going to give you a surplus of business over 2-3 years. It's not going to always be that, oh, Cardi B went to this hair salon that one time. Like that will work for a few months. It's hot. The only way that continues to pay dividends is if that celebrity continues to go there or if other celebrities start going there and blah, 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 blah. But valuing your core, because it's just like they said, it's more important to have 100 people that follow you faithfully than, you know, 1 million people that, you know, just follow you but don't want to, they don't really care for what you're doing or anything like that. You can make a whole livelihood off of 100 people that follow you faithfully. So you really do need to focus. Yeah, you really do need to focus on the core customer base that you have. And yeah, if an opportunity where a celebrity comes in can work, yeah, we gotta move things around. We gotta figure out how we can make that work. But I don't think that we should do that to the expense of loyal customers. Now, like if you're in a shoe store and you know a celebrity comes in and blah 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 and he wants everybody out, I mean, for a shoe store, y'all niggas might need to get out for a couple hours and let Meek Mill do his fucking thing type shit. But at a hair salon, like, or something where, you know, you need that real recurring, it's very community driven, like you said, relationship driven type business, that could fuck it up. Like if you come to me and like sometimes, especially hair appointments, they could be very time sensitive. Like I had to shave my head down this past week because I'm going to Vegas for a work convention this week. And had my barber not be able to fit me in, then it would have been a juggling act. Oh, well, let me see if I can get fit in somewhere now. And now barbershops are only appointment based too. So it's not really walk-in anymore. So it's like, I can't even just pull up to another barber. I have to pull up to him and figure out how can I set an appointment. And it just, it can all like, and I'll remember that. Like you made me do all that juggling, that hassle. Like, nah, you ain't the type for me, especially when it comes to barbers. Barbers, you got to be on call. When I say I need my hair cut, you better be like, come through this time, blah, 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 blah. And let me know if you're going on vacation.
Well, I mean, dude, that's what my barber did. He's like,
Yeah.
let me know when I was at the barber shop he was going to go on vacation. Then he sent an email out letting all of his customers know, hey, I'm going to be out of town. Do not try to book an appointment with me until this time. Like, do not do it. Like, I will not be there.
As soon as I get that text, I'm like, word, let me get an appointment right before you go.
Yeah, it's either let me get something before you go, or I'm gonna have to hold out. Like, or I'll have to find somebody else, or I will have to cut my own stuff. Like, there's all types of ways you go about it. But if you get the heads up, it just goes to the point of like being a respectful individual. Like, how would your parent? Like, if you're, in my opinion, if your parents raised you right, because I think my parents raised me pretty well. Obviously, everybody has their faults. No parent is perfect, but I think they're pretty damn well with my sister and I. Like, you want to have like there's something about having somebody you can confide in. Like, and I'm directly pointing to like barbers and girls that go to hairstylists. Like, we know gossip's going on in the hair salon, just like there's gossip going on in the barbershop, bro. Like, we know this. Like, bro, I walked in my barbershop, there's like 10 barbers in there. Front to back, my guy's at the front. He's a popular guy too. Like, so like everybody wants to book with him. So like I know I gotta be on my shit, you know what I'm saying? And I always pull up like 5-10 minutes early. Like, I give him that respect, that type of thing. And like, we be talking about stuff too, bro. Like, we talk about stuff. They confide, like, we literally confide in some of these dudes, bro. Like, you literally talk about, oh yeah, like this happened at the place, like da 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 da. So that's something that people do not take lightly. Like, if you disrespect them after being their confidant or anything like that to them, or any type, if it's a really cool restaurant where somebody goes to like once or twice a week, where everybody in there knows them, the servers, like, dude, that really changes the outlook on things. I know there's a place that there's a place in Greensboro. What's it called? I can't remember off the top of my head. I haven't been there in so long. But when I was in college, I used to go there all the time. And like, we knew the bartenders. The bartenders were the servers. It's like a bar and grill type of place. Yeah. Knew everybody there. It's the same way with my buddy's bar that he works at. Like, everybody in there is such a community base, bro. It's insane. Like, you literally, everyone knows everyone. If you don't know, like, they know if you don't belong there, which sounds kind of cliquey. It's not bad. They'll introduce themselves, but it's like, that changes the way that people move, bro. Like, Greg Olson's been in this bar and grill before. Like, he's been in this bar and grill before. Does that matter? No. It doesn't matter to anybody.
Mattered for a month or two, and that was it.
Yeah. It doesn't really matter. It's like, okay, like, don't get me wrong. Like, if Michael Jackson, if he was still alive, went to a restaurant like in NYC, like, for example, like, if I were in New York, I was visiting somebody, I'm like, nah, we going to this fucking restaurant. Like, we going here. Mike Jack ate here. Like, I want to be here. It's completely different. Cardi B, Meek Mill, like, these other, like, B+ celebrities, like, no offense. I think Cardi B's more
Cardi's probably A tier, but Meek is definitely not on Cardi's level.
No, yeah. So, like, I mean, even at the same time, it's like, bro, like, I'm not valuing it as much, and I don't even see it as a benefit for myself. Like, there's nothing I'm gonna do. Like, oh my gosh, dying work, or went to the same hairstylist as Cardi B. Like, unless she's constantly,
and it don't look the same.
Yeah, it looks completely different, and it's like, I think it's a really powerful thing for like service workers and business owners to be able to stand their ground, because they will put pressure on you, bro. They will put pressure on you to do what they say, because they know that they have clout and they're known, they're highly touted. A lot of them that try to act that way, dude, do your thing. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. If it does work out, it's great for you, you know? Because guess what? If your shit's good, like, especially when it comes to food, if your shit is good, bro, people will come back regardless. It does not matter. If you cut hair good, I guarantee your boy gonna be back.
And let your people know, I kept your spot when Cardi B was asking for it. Oh, they gonna come back to you for sure. But that's
facts. It's true.
This is just a little advice to the small business owners. Thought that'd be a good topic to kind of end the conversation on for tonight. Appreciate everyone tuning in tonight. I will give you as much of a recap as I can of the Las Vegas trip when we speak again next week as much as I can, which I don't know how much that will be, but that's a story for.
He's gonna be walking a little. He's gonna be walking a little bit lighter though. I'll tell you that. Boy's pocket's gonna be light. Boy, walking around light as hell.
Whoa, that breeze strong today.
Put some hot air in him. Call him a hot air balloon for sure, bro.
Oh shit! All right, so for the fellas out there listening, listen, man. They only want a 1% nigga, so you gotta quit your bitching and get your bread up. Get your bread up, because if you're 1% nigga and you're getting your bread up, when you hit Vegas, you got some room to make your pockets lighter. But if you showing up to Vegas with light pockets already, bro, you gonna be floating in that bitch like them hot air balloons. You gonna be fucking gone, my
It's
nigga.
gonna be tragic too, bro. Tragedy.
For the ladies out there listening, move on, sweetie. He does not love you, but it could be a she. I don't know. I don't make that choice. The choice is yours. But regardless of who it is, it's okay. You want to know why? Because you're still beautiful and powerful and will always love you. It's the After Dark podcast. Until next time.